Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It's March 16th, 2026. Got a little cut on my finger. Hey everybody. Welcome to the channel everybody. It is March 16th, 2026. We got some stuff going on, some fancy schmancy stuff, right? We got those projectionists that they're aware of whatever, and they're trying to prove that we're not aware of whatever, and how that makes us unworthy, right? They've stripped the memory out of a lot of the earth angelics by abusing their consciousness, and their mental body. You know, not only with abuse, but with toxins and chemicals and such. So they believe that because they were able to destroy the temple with their poisons and to knock it off kilter and out of balance, that they then deserve that. Again, they're talking about these medicines as giving them the opportunity to sabotage the Merkaba, which is the light body, the chariot, which connects our spirit and our flesh temple and our soul up to the upper dimensional Star Nation soul tribes. So we've got this kind of stuff going on. They want to say that those who utilize plant medicine are forbidden, specifically cannabis. And the thing about that is that cannabis is one of the mother's plant medicines. However, they did take it in and hybridize it and turn it into a drug with all of its extracted components. And they're trying to say that anybody who uses it is an addict, which is just, they've been kind of at that for centuries now. So it's just a projection of an opinion and a manipulation. So anyhow, let's get on with it, shall we? So we got a general planetary read for what is happening now. We got some folks out there. When I woke up, I heard a masculine saying, "Help me." And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of one of my previous lives that I had a vision of while I died. I was in I had brown skin, and I had really long, dark, brown hair, almost black. And I had this beautiful, long, red dress on. And I had a son, about 9 maybe. And apparently I was married to a sultan or something, some emperor or whatever. And he was a really mean guy, because anybody who was a jerk, you know, just got executed or whatever, or tortured or whatever. And somebody said that, and I was like, what? And then I'm like, ooh, and I ran away, right? So then he chased me down, and I'm like, help me, and I'm with my son, and he just guns us down, you know, on the street. So that was one of my unaliving events. And then I was born in a different country and I had a different experience. But anyway, there was a fellow screaming out, help me, and I don't know if anybody helped them or if whatever was coming after them got them or something. But it's happened to all of us many times throughout life. Let's see here. In the central energy, we got the wheel turning. The wheel is turning. The wheel is turning. On some experiences. And we got some folks out there trying to project in to harden the waters with sabotage. And they're using these synthetic medicines in the temple as some kind of a weird tool for their technology to do such things. It's strange. The wheel is turning here, and in the challenge position, we got justice, the law of cause and effect. These ones are trying to portray us as though we are vulnerable and incapable of managing ourselves, let alone of family or involvement in a community or the world or the universe or whatever. These are manipulative, deceitful, brutalizers of purity, specifically the younger babies and children's. And they want to cast the illusion that everybody who has been receiving their abuse is unworthy of an advancement. They're trying to convince everybody that the original organic feminine that has been, and there are many of you who have been elevated up into positions and statuses of authority. They're trying to cast the illusion that because you are malleable to learning or manipulation, that makes you unqualified. However, it really does make you the most qualified, because they see what you are as a flaw. And the unfortunate thing for their limited thinking is that limitless potential comes from flaws. And they have been working for centuries to eliminate the flaws. So over the centuries, they have been eliminating what they perceive to be imperfection. And so they have honed it all down into a little box. And they want everybody in this little box. And they say, everything else is forbidden. They have effectively taken what they perceive to be flaws out of their idea of creation and then said, this is the most high created creature and creatures. And it's just false, because limitless potential for evolution comes from flaws. Tower. Somebody's in a tower. So justice is hitting. People are in a tower. They're getting chased down. They want everybody to believe that these original organic beings, these feminines that have been placed into positions and statuses of authority, are dangerous. Why? Because they're receiving their karma. They want you to carry it. You've been processing their karmic debt for centuries. They've been able to lay it on you. But because you survived their impossible life path, justice is occurring. And they're still out there trying to convince the upper dimensional beings who are far greater than any of us here, including these hijackers of the 4D and 5D space, perhaps, who are trying to convince everybody that we're unworthy and forbidden entry. We got the Two of Cups here. So this is a divine union. You could be in a marriage contract or a partnership, a spiritual partnership. And it could very well be that the energies that you are busy transmuting right now are also significantly pouring forth effort to project their superiority and their ability to control you as a sufficient evidence to the upper realms that you're not stable enough to manage yourself in a difficult, challenging situation where somebody is trying to control you. Intentions and expectations. What do we got? We got the two, the power of two. You're together here in your spiritual contract. Specific. Well, we got the Knight of Cups reversed. Somebody's disappointed and jealous. There's no more offers being accepted. Nobody coming forward trying to get into your energy. They're going to be in trouble. Anybody trying to cast you as insufficient in any way or as a failure after centuries. So here's the thing. These guys gave you an impossible path. You were able to elevate up through that to get through all of the nastiness and then reach discernment with your proper upper divine orientation, transmitter, receiver, information, and then manifestation process, right? So you got some folks here, they're furious because all of these covens of sorcerers have been coming after you, trying to deny you. There's these entities that are in these upper dimensional spaces that have been denying divine feminine's access to at the gate, throwing her back down and giving her stuff to one of their choices, which is one of their relations, their created creatures. So now they have to step down apparently because they have desecrated everybody and everything, trying to prove that their created creature is the best, the most highly created. And it's just not true. It's just not true. Their most highly created creature has been born on stolen genetics, stolen mind memories, stolen spiritual gifts, stolen energy. They aren't anything that they have projected themselves to be. And now they're in a Five of Pentacles. And they're very upset, and they want to come in and they want to prove that because you are malleable to their projections, that you are insufficient and unable to overcome or provide a solution or to fortify against such interferences. These illusionists are still attempting to project and cast the illusion. But we've got your light is on, and we're also doing research. Every time that one of these interferences occurs, we're able to study the interference and find pros and cons, weak points and strengths, and then to create some form of a solution or some sort of counter, and then retry, right? Because they won't stop attacking. So that means you can't stop evolving through it, right? We've got the Two of Swords here. It's in the reverse. Somebody's very confused and they don't know what to do. And we've got, so there's no right choice. They're confused here. They don't know what to do because you're coming into your life of luxury. You're getting a wish come true. They're confused. Oh no, you appear to be the most highly created creature. Death. It's the end of a cycle. It appears to me that God is going to give the original organic human beings release from these deceitful, projected, driven failures and convictions, and he's gonna allow the original people another opportunity to evolve, because this curator and his genetic splicing and dicing and making his unbeatable army or whatever was a failed experiment, straight from the mouth of a higher dimensional being, far greater than we, one of them giants. We got the Four of Pentacles here. It is in the upright. So we could say that you have control over the foundation. It is frugal. It is basic. So there's housing, there's the monthly financial allotment, and then the rest is up to everybody else, right? Whether they want to, what they want to create, what they want to do with their life. What will be their family tree's specialty? Somebody is in regret here. Failure. Somebody has failed. They might be wanting to, trying to get impulsive or whatever. Somebody may be very passionate about total love and support. It could be, I've been reading this kind of like as passion project, as the triangular third party relationship system that they have been pushing. I think they're in regret here because the King of Wands is bringing the High Priestess home. King of Wands and High Priestess are together. This has come out a few times. It appears that this high priestess is with a king of wands. This is a planetary general reading for whatever circumstance, and it appears though there's the you know, he's a leader. He's a natural born leader. He leads by example. He knows who to hire for whatever circumstance. He's divinely guided with his connection to the high priestess, and it looks like there's love here too. It could be there's an enterprise, the King of Cups, or the love of divine masculine. This could be spreading throughout the realm, and there could be some kind of a charity, generosity going on. You're moving on, you're sharing the wealth, and you're leaving behind the baggage. There's public recognition here. Everybody can see very clearly. And you know, earlier today, we got some folks out there, you know, who they like to drive mental thought forms into the minds of empaths and psychics. And then they like to say whether or not the empath is able to manage themselves, you know, because they not only drive the thought or the message, these interfering ones, but they also like to harden the waters and do that other kind of stuff. So anyway, you have to learn discernment. I've been at this for over 20 years, so I know who's attacking me and I know who's giving me divine messaging, as do most of you. So we got the world, the wheel of fortune here. The wheel is turning and we've got deadline. There's unpredictability here. They've missed their deadline. You broke the cycle of procrastination, taking small steps. This has been going on for thousands of years. So it may have seemed like you were taking baby steps all of your life, and that maybe you would take, you know, 2 steps forward and 1 step back, or 3 steps forward and 1 step back. And it may have been going on like this for centuries. The wheel is turning. Somebody missed their deadline. They're feeling trapped in a procrastination cycle with no end in sight. Justice is here. They're challenged by justice. The law of cause and effect. Whatever has been done in the history will be returned to them. They're not getting a new beginning. They missed their deadline. They're not getting a new beginning. We've got justice here. They're very upset. They wanted to portray the divine feminines as forbidden. And the main thing behind this, so I feel there's a synthetic medicine that they use per their confession as a tool or an avenue of sabotaging the Merkaba, which is the light body and the chariot that connects us to the upper dimensional realms. They wanted to sabotage that. This morning, the attempt came in for me. And I kept hearing these nasties out, forbidden, forbidden. And that reminded me of that day when I was out in the forest with my father chopping wood. And when I'm out in the forest, man, the mother, her trees, they just suck all this negativity off of me. But all day long, this negativity was flowing through my mind. And then when I got home, I heard, rebuke, rebuke, or banish, or something like that, whatever. But it was like these priests or whoever the hell these people are, they're using their little prayers, a little nasty shit to project nastiness into an empath. And then at the end of their spelling, they try to banish them. Just like this morning, I feel that they were trying to sabotage the light body. And then they were trying to cast me away and forbid me something. And it was a very vulnerable situation, which lasted a couple of hours. And it could have damaged, it could have done some character assassination. I don't know. All I know is that it's transparent and it's authentic and it's worthy of study at the very least. So they're not getting a new beginning. They miss their new beginning. They don't want you to have a new beginning. They're really trying desperately to swap positions with you. Some of these people at the gate, they don't belong there. They hijacked the position by sacrificing somebody who was to take that position and have that authority. And they're up there now trying to hold on to their positions, and they need to keep these oracles, these psychics, these prophets and prophetesses out. They need you to be seen as unstable and unworthy. They need you to be forbidden. Why? Because they're up there siphoning the essence and energy out of the souls. And they're swapping and doing this stuff. They have agreements. They have vowed to feed certain systems. And it's our soul and our light that has been feeding it for some time. So the wheel is turning. They're getting retrapped in a cycle with no end in sight. The law of cause and effect is here. They're not getting their new beginning. They're in a tower. Of course, they want you to feel as though you are in a tower. We've got an unexpected event. They're in a tower. They missed the deadline. They came in. They tried to make you seen as though you were vulnerable and therefore unworthy. That you were not going to be stable enough to take on the responsibility. And the only way that you can evolve through challenges is to feel them and then to come up with solutions to fortify or to deny. It's an experience. It's not a program. It's evolution. AI is a program based on the original organic system. And then you've got that original organic system that is malleable because they are evolutionary. You got this AI system that wants to say the fact that the organic original people are malleable, that they therefore are less than, that they are not the most highly created creature because they can be manipulated by this AI technology. Warning. So you've got this partnership. We've got a warning here. As a sign of authority and control. There will be no more Knights of Cups. Do not bring any more love offers this direction or or whatever if this is your story. Because your person here is firing a warning shot. They're saying stay away from this. These guys have left the divine feminines and masculines. Both of us have they had their agenda for both genders, okay? I speak on the feminine a lot because that's what I am. But I know that there's a whole other side of this too. So you and your person are there. There has been a warning shot fired of authority and control. Knight of Cups is in the reverse. They're jealous and they are disappointed. But they're still trying to reach into the mind and the energy and prove that this connection is unworthy. That's what they're trying to do. So they're trying to project in. They've received a warning. They're trying to project in to the mind of the evolutionary, organic, most highly created creature. And they're being warned. And so, of course, they're trying to project this sabotage to the Merkaba using those synthetic medicines that are in the bodies of people. And since I experienced that this morning, I believe that this is happening to others as well. They're trying to disconnect the body and the spirit from the upper dimensional speakers into the crown, your messaging system. They're trying to disconnect it by sabotaging the Merkaba. So Okay, so so we got the Knight of Cups in the reverse. They're very disappointed. They're very jealous. They're no longer able to consume you. They can't use your energy. They can't feed on your soul value. They cannot use your gifts or present themselves as somebody spectacular who has gifts naturally, because they can't take yours. And they're really upset. They want to say that you're forbidden, and they want you to get locked out so that they can then suck you dry, your soul. They got all kinds of fantasies on how they and their lower vibrational, agreeable, whatever, want to do you wrong. Without you, they are missing the tools to create a life beyond materialism. Without you, they don't have source connection. And yet you got some folks up there fraudulently pretending that they are worthy of that space. They were pursuing material success by draining the value out of your soul. They're no longer able to do that. Knight of Cups is in the reverse. They're disappointed. They can no longer consume you or your life force. They're in poverty. These entities have the value of dead men and women. They're trying to manipulate, project, and convince everybody with your vulnerability by activating your inner child and doubt and memories of rejection and such, for being weak. Not good enough. Commitment. So they're losing money. This says asking the big question and hoping for a positive response. Uncertainty surrounds long-term decisions, and approach with patience creates high expectations and intense emotional pressure. They're losing out. They can no longer consume your soul value, because that was their commitment, was to attach to you and then drain you of your soul value. That's all it was. There's some entities that are in these upper dimensional spaces in roles that they don't necessarily belong in, and they've desecrated and defiled everything, and they've projected their own malicious venom onto people, and then they have said that because people were not able to properly defend themselves against that they're not worthy. A malicious evildoer who drives people into failure has no business overseeing a territory where children are there to become the greatest version of themselves. They need nurturing, not trauma. So you pushed the love up the hill. It was always endless. You got up to the top of the hill and they kicked you back down and took credit for everything. Over and over and over again, they kept stealing your honor and taking credit for your work. They're being warned to stay out of your energy, and they're confused here because you're getting your wish come true, a life of luxury. It's like, what are you talking about? They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? They were trying to block it, and it's like, oh no, you're getting it anyway. They're real upset. They're gossiping. Everybody's out there. They're spreading misinformation. Like there's some twits out there who won't even show their face, that they go around and they start telling everybody, you got demon attachments, they're sucking you dry. They want to plant the seed and try to make people afraid that they're in a vulnerable position without protection. And that simply isn't the case for those who are receiving justice and are in this space. So we have to be very careful regarding misinformation. A lot of it is projection. and a receiving of that projection, and then a need to alchemize it, study it, research it, alchemize it, and then come up with a solution for circumstances such as that. Evolution, right? We've got death here. This is the end of a cycle. Something is ending. They're like, oh no, what's going on? They don't know what to do. You're getting your life of luxury, and they're still out there whispering falsehoods, trying to get you seen as unworthy. This is death for Casanova. Oh shit. Casanova, I woke this morning to a masculine, help me, help me. And I don't know if that was Casanova. It could very well be. Take it as it resonates. And we got this second card that fell. And it's time's a relentless advance in the reverse. And it says that we share a bond that transcends time. And that's the thing. This song kept going through my mind. And I'll never be free. You'll always be a part of me. There is always something there to remind me. So we got Death for Casanova. He's not the Mr. Loverboy anymore, apparently. He really wants to undo what it is, and perhaps he's getting another opportunity to go redo the path and to see if he can overcome the tendency to use others as stepping stools. We got imprisonment. Secret weapon. It could be that those who were comparing themselves to you are being imprisoned. They're being locked up. We've got the Four of Pentacles here. Could have control of the foundation. You might have control of the foundation. Or it could just be this. Okay, this says we've got germination in the reverse. I'm working on my divine feminine side to gather the strength to protect this seedling. I want to be more nurturing and loving toward this new beginning. So it could very well be that Casanova is, they couldn't undo what they were doing, but they have an opportunity to. There's like a death, there's like an end of a cycle, and then another try. So it's like Casanova. This is the ending for Casanova, but he's like coming into a new try. It could be that he's going to be living life in scarcity in order to learn how to be more nurturing, to work on his divine feminine side, to be more nurturing, to protect the seedling. It's like Casanova's getting an opportunity to go learn how to be more nurturing, to protect the seedling. Because, because it was always about them. They knocked everybody down and used them as a stepping stool, and then took credit for their effort and their work, and then claimed that they weren't worthy of nothing. And they're saying, forbidden, forbidden. Your channel is being promoted. The walls are closing in. You are removing walls that were built by cultural differences. And a lot of folks are going out there and they're complaining about these cultural differences. And the thing about that is we got to remember to keep it simple. And then I guess my father says it's KISS. Remember the rule of KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And here's the thing. You got Casanova and other big old war dudes out there. And they got these proposals or these contracts are 500 pages long or 1,500 pages long. You got 2 hours to read it, sign, And it's like, here's the thing, if we have a system of governing that uses big words and fancy contracts and nobody ever gets time to read it, and it's all just a scam system of slipping in details that nobody will either understand or have time to read. It's all a manipulation is what it is. It's all freaking slick freaking handwork and manipulation. If a child cannot understand what it is that they're supposed to be doing or what is expected of them, because it's so confusing and there's all these rules. Well, this applies to them but not to you, and you know, it's an intentional complication meant to confuse the minds of people. This particular governing system that is collapsing now did not have any desire whatsoever for the children to understand what it is they were doing. They just wanted the children to be baffled and reliant upon those who obviously knew more, you know, and that just sucks. You could have escaped the digital whisper. They're no longer able to mess with you, because this false flame that had you bound in a contract prior was just rolling in the money, right? They were stealing your honor and shredding your honor by making these movies and throwing them around the freaking universe. It could be that their honor is now in the toilet because their honor was your honor. They're distracted by guidance from above. They could be having some malfunctions, some car accidents. Things could be breaking down. Yes, because they threw the love of this family in the trash. They hated family. They didn't want family. They wanted to be a high roller. Mr. Casanova, Mr. High Roller, Mr. Trading Souls for Cash. Trading souls for cash. And wearing a social mask, tapping into that big old package there, and then doing away with her, and then saying, ooh, I'm the fancy man with all these things. Well, guess what? Her actual twin flame is over here, across distances, lonelier than hell, because you assholes have been throwing her back down the mountain every time she gets up there, telling her that her presence is forbidden. You're getting an ultimatum. You were given a warning, and now you're getting an ultimatum. Because we're moving into this destiny, and we're going to fight for it. We're focused on long-term discipline. Yep. Those who gambled with you are being condemned because you're no longer alone in this. You were independent and alone. You had to survive centuries of abuse and torture and torment from all of these nasty men who are trying to convince the universe that whatever you are is forbidden, that whatever you are is too weak and vulnerable to stand firm and strong against these big bad men who could not destroy you, even though they gave you an impossible life path. You survived by yourself without protection, and now you have protection. Now you have somebody standing by your side. And there's an unexpected surprise. It could be that you're going to receive something nice because you are evolutionary, because you have the ability to adapt and conform, or either to adapt and then provide solutions for overcoming. The most highly created creature, darling, is you. You have that beautiful flame inside of you. You have this unlimited potential for creative solutions because you can see flaws or circumstances that are viewed as flaws, and you can turn them into power. You see the potential, not the lack. And that's why they're being imprisoned. You're God's secret weapon. You're the one that can evolve through extreme challenge and come out on top. Even though it looks like maybe there's a little instability, that's kind of like what it takes in order to evolve. You have to be uncertain and willing to learn about new things. Have the mind of an apprentice and continue evolving. Never be satisfied and say, oops, this is my perfect little box. This is my perfect little hairdo. This is my perfect little thing. And I'm so perfect, perfect, perfect. It's going to be this way every day for thousands of years because it's perfect, perfect, perfect. No. Perfection evolves. and becomes more and more and more and more and more. And evolution and creation is oftentimes messy. And to condemn creation for sometimes being messy or vulnerable, I guess, would be to choose to worship its undoing. Who wants to do that? Somebody's been comparing themselves to your savings, and they've been mimicking you by tapping into your soul value and your hidden wealth. They're in a trap now, spying, wondering, how the hell did you do it? You took all that abuse and you overcame it. How did you bend without breaking? Well, that would be because they put the divine feminine into the deepest, darkest hellhole ever. Much deeper than even they thought, man. Straight to the bottom. And then root. And then what do? Up, get the crown, poof, you're forbidden. Get back down there, you wench. And then you root. And you get your light shining, And you move up, you go to gain your crown. And then they smack you back down. And they say you're unworthy, you're forbidden. That everything you've done to overcome their incessant, relentless challenges is somehow unworthy of the prize that you have earned. It's crazy. These jealous little jackwagons are so upset that you were able to overcome their abuse of you. You restored clarity into your mind and you're seeking help. People see very clearly from unexpected places what is happening here, and somebody is overloaded by the trump card. The trump card would be the masculine portion of this union that is offering warning to these ones who have been seeking petty gains out of exploiting you and manipulating you. They feel that they can sabotage the Merkaba, your chariot, your light body, your connection to source because of the medicine that is in your body. I don't know if it's graphene or if there are little nanobots that they program to do a specific command inside of the organic mental body, the receiver, the transmitter receiver. I don't know, but they've been manipulating people by and exploiting people by doing that. So these guys are up there, they're driving your chariot, sabotaging it. And they've stated that they can do that because there's medicine in the body, and it gives them the opportunity to use their technology or whatever it is to command, to have some kind of an error in the decision-making system. May they be reprimanded for using medicines that they claim is to help and serve the people in this way. Because if it's happening to me, it's happening to everybody. And if it's happening to them as it is to me, then that means they're attempting to separate and disconnect everybody's chariot from source because of the medicines that are in their bodies right now and their technology that they're programming them with or something, trying to hijack the consciousness of organic beings, trying to program them with some freaking Wi-Fi, Hulu voodoo streaming of a soap opera through their mind. So there must be some kind of nanotechnology in that medicine, some kind of a programmable substance that's allowing them to drive people's minds, allowing them the opportunity to sabotage the Merkaba. Anybody who has rooted deeply, and then risen to be crowned highly, they will bend without breaking. And even though these ones may have thought that they had disconnected that crown and that root, and how they're trying to convince everybody that it should not remain together, because of the malleableness. Woke up different. Shifted energy. Done tolerating anything. There's silent strength. You woke up differently. They missed the deadline. You woke up differently. They're no longer able to command you. And if they do run some kind of an mishap through you, it's simply an opportunity for study, for research, for creation of solutions regarding these types of interferences. It's another opportunity to learn and to fortify and to offer protection of those that are vulnerable, like the children, those who are not ready to do the research or implement some kind of a strategy to fortify. Those who need others to fortify that for them, right? Glow up time. So the justice, the law of cause and effect is here. We've got new beginning in the reverse. They're not getting a new beginning because you've glowed up. You've glowed up. Your light is shining brightly. Your chariot, your Merkaba is so freaking bright. And you got these guys trying to sabotage your Merkaba, your light chariot, with this medicine. Okay, and not all of you take medicine, so this isn't going to be your message, okay? So they're in a tower. There's an unexpected event. You woke up differently. You're done tolerating this mistreatment. You're done tolerating these liars saying that your ability to evolve through challenges is insufficient, and therefore you should be forbidden into these upper dimensional, higher vibrational statuses. It's ridiculous. These guys simply failed to destroy you. And now they want to say that your process of evolving through challenges is insufficient and not stable enough to manage a higher vibrational status or authority. It's ridiculous. You had covens of men coming after you with their most baneful, most disgusting magic and interference. So we've got relentless opposition. There's a tower here. There's going to be some relentless opposition. They may want to come in and do a thing, or maybe they're simply they chose somebody else. They chose somebody else. They did not choose you. They cannot trap you, keep you, force you to remain and serve them. They didn't want you, and they missed the deadline to force you because you woke up different. You're done tolerating shit. You're like, I'm out of here, man. I'm no longer going to sit here and cry, boo-hoo-hoo, you have freaking destroyed my life. No. You chose a third party. You chose to betray love, and then you sat there, bad guy, and tried to destroy the heart and the soul of a woman. Unexpected event. You chose them. And we got in the recent past, Two of Cups, marriage connection, is firing a warning shot as a sign of authority and control against those who skipped the necessary steps to gain properly. They want to say that their ability to manipulate others is more worthy of an upper dimensional space than their own ability to become loving or kind or supportive. They think that their ability to cause destruction in other people's lives makes them the authority for life. Warning. So there's a warning being shot to those people who are obsessed with you. Your person is giving them a warning shot. They're not getting any peace. They're rehearsing the past. mental scripts, guilt, mask wear, pretending they're being fake nice. They were all about manipulation, projection, proving that their ability to drive others into failure earns them the right to have an upper status authority regarding the living, regarding life, and those who produce life and nurture it. They feel that because of their power to destroy life means that they should have the opportunity to continue feeding on it rather than contributing to it. No more consuming, okay? No more making love offers. No more making love offers to those people who have so that you can consume. No, Mr. Casanova, absolutely not. What if? Regret, overanalyzing. So now they're in regret. What if they played a game? They were trying to prove themselves the most, what is it? The most something created creature. They're in a 5 of Pentacles due to their commitment, for what they did to commitments, for causing intense emotional pressure for others. They were committed to causing intense emotional pressure for others. And the tea is cold now. We're walking away. There's no more opportunity for these ones to sabotage anybody. They gotta get the F out. We're done playing. This isn't a game. It's stupid. Somebody is feeling sentimental. The tea is cold. There's no more drama. Somebody's living in memories, stuck emotionally, and you're just done. You've done your research. Everybody knows it was you pushing the love up the hill for Casanova and every freaking Jezebel, floozie, or gigolo little sexual partner they had. All these little people, they wanted you to push the love up the hill while they were trying to destroy you. They want your reward. They want you kicked out of the upper dimensional spaces. They want you to be seen as unstable, as addictive, as whatever. But you deserve better. You've been pushing that love up that mountain every life cycle for thousands of years, and they keep knocking you back down and saying that you are unworthy. These nasty pieces of shit who love to brutalize the mother who gave them life, I don't think they're worthy of living or breathing for what they have done lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. For forcing these mothers to push the love up the hill and then to knock them back down. You freaking deserve better. Keep it simple, stupid. We don't need a 500-page contract to tell us how to treat each other. If a child cannot understand why they should not do something, then that means they're being confused intentionally by an adult, wanting to use them and drive them down a path that they would not typically choose because they've been confused on purpose. And they feel that because they can confuse people on purpose, starting out when they're young, twist their minds all up, that gives them superiority. It's just because you're a bad man doesn't mean you're a good father or shepherd. That's weird. So they're in confusion because you're coming into your life of luxury, regardless of those misinformation, those rumors, toxic ties. They're gossiping. They spread misinformation. They were trying to tell people that you were an addict. They're spreading misinformation. They're trying to tell people that you're an addict. There's death here for Casanova and every sweetheart that's been talking smack about you, and every foul a-hole that's up in those upper dimensional spaces, erroneously forbidding the graduates from entering. They're being Casanova, it looks like he's getting an opportunity to redo it, to go do this cycle over, and to learn how to take care of the seed, to protect the youngers, and then to honor love, because we got never meant enough and gaslighted, manipulated. That's all they ever did. They're no longer able to advance on you. Casanova can no longer advance on anybody. They're out of time. Out of touch, out of touch, out of touch, out of time. We got the Four of Pentacles here. Scarcity. They got to go work on their divine feminine. They got to get in touch with their divine feminine. And they got to learn how to protect the seedling. They got to learn how to protect the family tree. They're not going to have another family tree. They're not getting another opportunity. Your soul came back online. They're not getting another opportunity with you. They wanted to control your foundation. There was never a family tree. You're not part of this family tree. Your soul came back online. There's an energy return. They want it back. They want to retrap you. They're not able to. They want to say that because you're malleable, because you're evolutionary, because you experience things and then create solutions for whatever might be trying to knock you out of temperance, and then you bring everything back into temperance. They throw you a freaking boulder or a nugget or a bomb or whatever, and you're like, and then you're like, okay. So then everything's in chaos for a little while, and then you gotta bring it back in. You gotta study what happened. You research the details, the effects of it, the intentions, the effects, and then how to counter it, and then create solutions and perhaps fortify so that it doesn't happen again. This is called evolution. And you got these nasties out there, these dead men, they want your energy so bad. Your soul came back online. They lost you. They lost you. And that's that. They're in their head. They're trying to send messages. They don't know what to say. These are people from long ago, or they might be from recent. I don't know. This is a story I'm picking up on, though. These guys have been around, living for a long time, and denying access to these upper spaces to the people who actually produce the energy and the solutions for problems. They never showed up. They had a contract with you in the ethers, and they never showed up. They never offered protection. They never offered knowledge. They stripped everything from you and then hoped that you would fail and that they could call you a failure. They should have been done long ago. It's already over. It was over before it began. They never showed up. They just did their best to try to run you in the ground while telling lies about you. So that's real fancy. I mean, divine feminines and divine masculines deserve better companionship when it comes to their brothers and their support system. Divine feminines deserve better brothers, husbands, friends, grandpas, uncles, neighbors. And the children deserve better fathers. The children deserve an environment where they don't have to worry about their daddy RAPing them, or their uncle, or their friends. The children deserve a world where they don't have to be molested. Just because these guys can, doesn't mean they should be permitted. Okay, you're singing your soul song. It could be somebody misses you. You woke up different. The energy has shifted. You're done tolerating this crap. You have a silent strength. You move through your challenges, and even though it may knock you for a little warble, you study it, and then you provide solutions, or at least you offer it up for research and evaluation, not only to yourself, but to those higher beings who are here guiding you. You woke up different. You shifted to the energy. You're done tolerating trash. You're done tolerating trash. You're done tolerating being treated like trash by these jerks. And that means they can't sacrifice you. You woke up different. You got a silent strength. You're done tolerating being treated like trash. You glowed up. Justice is being served. These people aren't getting a new beginning. And it could be that you and your twin might be at a distance, or you and your person here, your spiritual counterpart. But you're never truly apart. And the new beginning is always within reach. You have glowed up. You have glowed up. But we got somebody running away. They're not getting a new beginning. They're not getting a new beginning because you glowed up. What they're getting is justice. We're getting a tower. There's an unexpected event. There's battles and relentless opposition for the third parties. For those who chose somebody else. They didn't choose you. They did not choose you. They chose somebody else, and they're welcome to continue choosing that. But what they want to do is they want to force a situation. They want to force you to be seen as weak, as malleable, as unreliable, as vulnerable, and incapable of stabilizing a community, a home, your mind. They want to do that by projecting instability in, by sabotaging the Merkaba due to the medicines in the body. This is why they have everybody on medicines. They've been damaging everybody's light body, their Merkaba, with the medicines. Sabotaging their ability, disconnecting them from the upper dimensional Star Nation soul tribe, and then interjecting with a replacement. They really want to do that again. They're addicted to you. They're addicted to you. They're addicted to your energy, but they don't want to be with you. They're toxic AF. They betrayed you. They betrayed you. They replaced you. And then all of those toxic addictions and reckless sex and all of those energies of all of those partners that they were intertwining in, they tried to put that on you. They wanted you to be seen as trash. So they connect with you. They go out and have a lot of reckless sex, and they want you to be seen as trash. But you woke up different. You're not trash. You've got a silent strength. There's a deadline here. They chose somebody else. These addicts chose somebody else. You got your soul back online. They lost you. You've got a partner here, a spiritual marriage that is firing a warning shot to those who are obsessed with you. We're going through the mental scripts. We've got guilty of wearing a mask. Third party affairs. Sweet and then sour. They're full of malice, and they wear a smile, and then they come in and they dump that garbage, that hate into their partner, their sexual partner. And then their partner has to transmute. Their waters are hardened. They're having difficulty settling their mind. They got chaos rolling around, uncertainty. That's that mask wearer. She's full of malice. And so she takes it as it resonates. Yeah, they're obsessed with you, and they could be obsessed with your person. And their Miss Sweet and Sour is a third party affair manipulator. They're in regret. They're over analyzing everything. They're jealous. They're moody. They're disappointed. They can no longer feed on you. They can no longer feed on your talent. They can no longer be seen as your talent. These who go back and forth, They do sacrifices of divine beings and then consume their soul value and then pretend that they are that. They're in a 5 of Pentacles now. Their soul, they have no value. If they have a soul, there's no value in their soul because they don't add value to the soul. They just consume the value of others who have. So they're in a 5 of Pentacles for their commitment. For the way they handled their commitments. You're over it. You're not dealing with drama anymore. You're over it. The past has expired. They are in a 5 of Pentacles for how they handled their relationships, their commitments. They're living in the memory here. They're replaying the past. They're getting sentimental. And you're like, I'm done with it. And you're firm. You're firm. It's like the tea is cold. You're just done. You're like, don't even talk to me, man. Don't talk to me. They're out there right now trying to do their snazzy little sabotage, witchery, their sorcery or whatever the hell. And then, of course, trying to convince the upper dimensional spaces that their big, masculine war heroes are more worthy of guiding the living and the youth than you are. These RAPists of children and such who've been consuming souls and then pretending that they have the talent of the soul that they consumed. These liars. So there's research here. The research has been done. You have been pushing love up this hill lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You were never malice. You were never trying to sabotage anybody. You gave them everything that you had to offer, from spirit to the physical, over and over and over again, while they left you alone and covered you in the blame and the shame of their own filthy, reckless sex and bullshit that they kept dumping into your energetic field, trying to paint you as this trash. And you never were that. They were prostituting your energy out, and now your energy is pure. And I don't feel that you were out there actually laying with anybody. I feel that they were dumping that energy into your field while you were alone so that they could paint the idea that that was you. But you woke up different. It's glow up time. They're not getting a new beginning. They can't. You blew up. You deserve better. Everybody can see that you've been pushing that love up the mountain, and you deserve better. You're getting a haven, a safe haven, a refuge. You deserve better. You deserve these people out of your life. They keep pushing in and demanding that you're unworthy, and it's like, get out already. These people are addicted to your energy. They're malicious feeders, man. They're confused right now. They don't know what to do. The 2 of Swords in the reverse, because your wish is coming true despite the rumors that they have been spreading. This misinformation about you being an addict. You're getting a miracle here. Dream come true. There's Deth here for Casanova. They're getting the opportunity to undo or to reverse the damages that they have done by rejecting their lovers, by manipulating them, by twisting the truth, by causing them failures. Well, we got time's relentless, and you can't undo it, but it's in the reverse. So it's like he's getting death for Casanova. He's getting an opportunity to redo the cycle and learn what it feels like to not ever be enough. To what it feels like to be gaslighted and have people twist the truth about you. There's a commitment here, an oath. They're going to learn what it means to be committed. They're going to learn. There's a commitment to the apple. To the daughter, this protection from this forgotten person. Whoever this is, your person that's committed is giving Casanova the opportunity. This forgotten person is getting the opportunity to reformat themselves and their mental construct. We've got the 4 of Pentacles here. You've got control of the foundation. They're going to be experiencing scarcity. They need to work on their inner divine feminine to gather the strength to protect the seedling, the youth, rather than torture them. To be nurturing and loving towards this new beginning. Your soul came back online. Your energy has returned to you, and they lost you. They have to go back and they have to learn how they lost you. You were their exhibit. They were spreading movies around about you throughout the galaxy. They lost you. They lost their street exhibit. They can no longer circulate you. They lost their fun. And the rose is about ready to have an encounter. You could be encountering your person. The scales are being balanced out for the rose. And we've got divine timing. So yeah. Yeah. They lost you. And so, for dealing with all of this, perhaps for discovering what it is, this taboo exhibition of the rose. Yeah, so there's communications records. You're ascending. You have ascended through the torment. You evolved through the bondage, through the torment. So the message is clear. You've ascended. You've risen above it. And your intuition, you are crowned. And you got these guys out there right now. They're trying to tell people that you, that your presence in this upper dimensional space, this space of mastery, is forbidden. That you yourself are lacking the qualities necessary to receive this crown. And that would be the snake. They're so furious they can't feed on your soul anymore. They can't take credit for your gifts, your services, your strengths, your abilities to transmute death energy and to overcome the challenges of a whole freaking tribe of masculine sorcerers who hate feminines. They want to, yeah, you've changed. You have changed and transformed, and now you're going to be reconciled. There's an understanding. You've brought an understanding of what these ones have been doing with their sacrifice in the dark, and then wearing the energy up in the upper dimensional spaces, pretending like they had gone through the challenges and actually earned that reward. And then you've got these others that are trying to give them to their little snaky gals, and so that they can go up there and pretend. You got to glow up. They were not able to sacrifice you, and that's it. That's it. The sun is going down on the clown, and they will be an eternal regret. That performance was just stupid. There is going to be silence. There's a breakup here. They can no longer have access to your clairs, to your consciousness. It will be silent. You are the key. You found the core of the problem. And there is going to be a pause or a cool down on this mystery, on this illusion. And you're getting a new beginning. You're getting a new beginning. While they were gambling with you, you know, you really went for it. Took a leap of faith. And you investigated what was going on with the liquor. What was going on with the finances. Yeah. Well, that's good. I got to get some more cards, guys. I keep going through them, and I don't know if the way that I'm reading these is helping you or if it's just frustrating you. If you could tell me, that would be nice. I find it rather interesting, but because we get new combinations every time we pull the cards. But so the wheel is turning. These guys, there's the deadline here, right? They think that they are retrapped in a procrastination cycle with no end in sight. You woke up differently. You are done tolerating these people treating you like trash. They missed their deadline to treat you like trash. They missed the deadline to continue treating you like trash or having you be seen as trash. The wheel is turning. You woke up differently. Your energy is different. You've got to glow up. You're getting a return on your energy. These nasties, they owe you a bunch of energy, man, because they've sacrificed you lifetime after lifetime. They're heartbroken. They're heartbroken because you woke up differently. They missed their opportunity, their deadline to use you as a worthless bedroom trash. I mean, they were polluting your energy, and it's like now they're having massive regrets. It's like They're not getting a new beginning because of your glow up, because of your confidence, because of your transformation. And now they're running away. It is seen very clearly that how badly that they have been abusing you throughout the many cycles. They're in a tower now. There's an unexpected event. There's relentless opposition. They third party, they chose somebody else over you. They betrayed you and they replaced you with somebody who is addicted, with a drug addict. And then they tried to project those addictions onto you. They wanted you to be seen as the addict. So they were projecting these qualities into your malleable mind. And it may have caused a situation where you either, purposely or unpurposely or accidentally overused a medicine that could have affected your mental body in a way that you typically don't do. And then they were trying to get you to be seen as an addict. That's exactly what they're trying to do. We got karmic lesson. Somebody's addicted to you. They got toxic attachments. They chose them. They have toxic attachments. They have to undergo a karmic lesson. You've learned your karmic lesson. They're heartbroken. You woke up different. The energy has shifted. You're silently strong. You've got an inner radiance. And you are married. So there's a warning shot for those who are obsessed and that they refuse to stop stalking you. They wear masks and they are a third-party affair on other people buried. So these third parties are being warned about approaching married people to siphon their natural born talent. We've got folks out there stalking married couples on the internet and then trying to go through and present themselves as a Jezebel or a gigolo to tap into the wealth. So they're jealous. They are disappointed. They're in regret, over-analyzing. They're no longer able to consume your natural talent. There's unfinished business for those who were going back and forth, playing both sides. They have no loyalty. They have no allegiance. They are traitors. They're running. The thug is running. The thug is running, or there could be somebody running from the thug. They're no longer able to consume you, which means they probably owe a debt, a financial debt. Because with this sacrifice bullshit, they're no longer able to consume you. So they could owe a thug some money. They're running. They're running from a thug, or a thug is running. Regarding the over and back, the sacrifice and coming into the heavens to portray themselves as worthy, they could be running. They're no longer able to consume other people's value. And so now they are seeing very clearly that they're in a Five of Pentacles and that they've been using their commitment with others to be covered in their value, to be seen differently. So they're stuck emotionally. They're living in the memory of what this is. The tea is cold. You're not taking any more drama. You are over it. You're firm about it. You're wide awake and wide aware of these people not doing anything. And it could be that it's time for you to just go relax and have a good freaking life. The Hermit is here. The evidence is clear. You were pushing that love up the hill only for somebody else to knock you down. You deserve better. You are empowered and you are empowering others. Even though these nasty pirates who are very well practiced in abusing and causing failure for others are continuously in your energy, you deserve better. You deserve a haven, a safe place. These people are going to the police station. Okay? You deserve a safe space. We got some folks that are going to get arrested because they have been violating your sacred space. We got the Two of Swords in the reverse. They're overloaded. They're confused because your wish is coming true. You're stable throughout these interferences. They're spreading misinformation. These gals, they're spreading misinformation about you being an addict. And I think that might have been the projected manipulation, the attempted sabotage of the Merkaba, for me anyway, earlier today. And it could be that maybe you're having this experience also. Love child. Look, there's a miracle here. You're a beloved child of the Most High Heavenly Father. Okay, you're getting your dreams come true. You get to go home. You get to go home. You're getting your life of luxury. They're sitting there in the environment trying to paint you as an addict. They're trying to sabotage your Merkaba. They could be trying to like put something in your drink or cause you to accidentally misdose or misuse a natural medicine. Take it as it resonates. They're trying to create the illusion by spreading misinformation. So there's Deth for Casanova. This is a long forgotten person. They're getting the opportunity to repeat the cycle and learn how to protect the seedling, the children, to get in touch with their feminine side and to learn how to respect that that energy within themselves and within others. Bumping heads. So this forgotten person is going to get the opportunity to do it again. They were unseen. They rejected their chosen one. They rejected their chosen one. Their God-given person, they gaslighted them, manipulated them, and now they're going to get the opportunity to do it again. I don't know. He didn't sound very happy. There's a commitment for the apple, or somebody is committed to you, and I think that's your person here, your spiritual spouse. They're committed to you. You could be having strong telepathic communications and awareness of everything that is occurring in your life or in your mind. We got the Four of Pentacles here. So there's scarcity. So whoever this Casanova is going to be living a life of scarcity. It'll be a frugal life where they get in touch with their divine feminine and learn to gather the strength to protect the seedlings, the family tree, to nurture it. Your soul came back online. Once they learn that, it could be their soul will come back online. Your energy is returning to you. This person is going to go away. They got to go learn their karmic lesson. They got to go learn to get in touch with their feminine side. They lost you. Your soul came back online. They lost you for their exhibition, their little profit scheme. They lost you. There's divine timing here, and the scales are being balanced. The law of cause and effect is here for the rose who will be encountering their person soon, it looks like. Love messages. Love messages. There may be a love message. Secret accounts. Love message. Secret accounts, self-love. So you could still have some third-party enemies. Even though they've been warned, these people that are obsessing over your energy, it looks to me like they still might be trying to send you a love message from a secret account. You love yourself. You love yourself and you're getting your wish. You're going to be living in the moment. You're going to get the opportunity to be fake busy. You're going to get up in the morning, go to the gym, wear a nice dress, go have some lunch. I don't know. Be fake busy. You're getting your wish. We're closing this cycle where Mr. Arrogant, selfish, POS, cause people to fail and, hurt people. and then feed on their soul and their gifts. Yeah, we're closing the cycle with Mr. Arrogant, my way or the highway. We're closing the cycle with I love to hate you and this toxic lifestyle. They're not happy. They're not happy, and it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They did not want strings with you. No strings attached. They wanted you to give them everything, but then they didn't want you around. That's the truth. So now you get to go free. You get to go free. They did not want you there. It's too late. It's too late. They're doing love spells. They're drinking to cope. There could be legal matters for them manipulating people's minds in such a way. With this stupid I love you, pop the question. Bad news. Rejected. Blocked. Divine Masculine is looking at the history of this jackass. Could be feeling like a jackass. They're messed up over you. Somebody's messed up over you. They miss you. This shady mask wear. They're in a trap. They're in a trap. They're in a trap. They tried to send, they backstabbed the queen bee. We went through what? Cycles after cycle after cycle. Birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. So they're going to go in the funeral. They're trapped. They're going in the casket for backstabbing the queen bee. Because God is fed up with these bankrupt, low vibrational, egotistical whores, prostitutes, pimps, projecting themselves as guardians, guides, leaders, spiritual gurus, when they were never that. They have no soul value. They have the value of dead men. God is fed up with these assholes trying to guide families. You pray for a family and you're getting one. They're here. And these folks are feeling like shit because you're saying goodbye. You and Divine Masculine are saying goodbye. They're under pressure, feeling anxiety because people can see their true colors. The true colors of the workplace affair. It was always somebody else's energy. And it could be that your spiritual gifts are a secret now because those people were mirroring you and then side hustling your energy. The Divine Feminine is turning her back on the round and round. She's walking away. She's no longer going to be part of that. Because they left her hanging, they kept sacrificing her over and over and left her alone and playing illusions and trickery on the twin flames with the romance. And now they're shocking news. They're ashamed. These sex addicts, Jezebels, they're not royal. They're not loyal. They certainly don't have the proper genetics in order to be you. They're not you. Yeah, sweet talker, getting readings, karmic ties. Ooh, in their feelings, ghosted, psycho. Losing sleep, reckless sex, and happily singles are in a firestorm of karmic debt. So yeah, it's really bad. And they want to project in and then make you seem as though you are an addict by causing you some kind of interference or perhaps a miscalculation of something. They want people to make it. They want it to make it appear as though you are malleable and that anybody can cause you a failure, which would then put everybody else in danger. They're trying to prove it by projecting this nastiness. All right, so the wheel is turning. They missed their deadline. They are stuck, retrapped in a cycle of procrastination with no end in sight. They're heartbroken because you woke up different. The energy has shifted. You have silent strength, and you are done tolerating being treated like trash. Fall down 7, get up 8. You rose. You're determined. You're unbreakable. And these ones are depressed because it came out in the reverse. You are done tolerating being treated like trash. They are heartbroken because they no longer have access to you. They can't get up without you. They can't rise without you. The law of the cause and effect is here with justice. It's glow up time for you. These ones aren't getting a new beginning. It's glow up time for you. You woke up different. The energy has shifted. These ones are running away. They're having massive regrets. They may be getting chased down by your new family, by God. We got sacral chakra in the reverse. Creative expression, sexual energy, and emotions. They cannot tap into your sacral chakra anymore. They may receive blockages on that chakra. This says, I don't care, boundaries, emotional detachment, lack of empathy, uninterested, and biased. It also came out in the reverse. Now all of a sudden, they care. You glowed up. And they care a lot. They can't get into your sacral chakra. They're having massive regrets. They and their chosen one are running. They're in a tower right here. There's an unexpected event. There's relentless opposition. This third party chose this other person, and they have a toxic attachment to you. You were doing their karmic lessons. Now they have to go through their karmic lessons, and the angels and God and everybody divine are bringing it to them. It's their turn. It's what they get. You're here with the Two of Cups. You are spiritually wed. You're firing a warning shot as a sign of authority to those who have an unhealthy attachment to you. They're obsessed and they're rehearsing the past. They're just keep going around and around and around. This mask wear, mask on, mask off. You know, and it's just nasty, 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 nasty. This third party, a hoe bag, having affairs with married people. So we got F-U-C-K, what they say is verbal abuse. It was all lies. You did not have an affair with anybody. You were royal. You were loyal. You didn't F around with nobody. It was a big damn lie. This person lied. And we've got in the reverse, we've got not part of the plan, avoiding problems, try something new, unexpected path, abandoned danger. So they were part of the plan. They were telling lies. They said that you had an affair with somebody. They said you had an affair with somebody, and you didn't. It was a mask-wearing copycat pretending they were you. The white bull, masculine energy, power, dominance, fire. Leadership, authority, rule, strong command. They lied. F what they say. Verbal abuse, lies. You were not part of the plan. You did not have a third-party affair. You were always loyal and royal. Your energy has always been phenomenal. And these ones have been tapping into your sacral from an unseen space and draining you and then using it to cast the illusion that you were having intimate unions with other people. Your person is firing a warning shot to these ones, and these ones are going to get effed up. We've got natural born talent here, and they're no longer able to consume you. We got a thug running with his person with the unfinished business of the over and back. So there's a thug and their person that is running unfinished business. They're running. They can't consume you anymore. And these came out in the reverse too. Tea time. Mindfulness, calm, mind and body in harmony, focused meditation. They are not focused. They are not in harmony. They cannot consume you. This says you can't fix them, and it's in the reverse. They thought you could fix them. You thought that you could, and it's over now. You're not going to attempt to fix them. They were using you to try to fix themselves. They thought, I heard the curator say that you were their antidote. You never had an affair. You never had an affair. It was a effing mask wearer. Look at this. There was a mask wearer telling a lie, saying that you had an affair with somebody. Somebody wore your mask or wore a mask, had an affair, and then said it was you. You were not part of the plan. You did not partake in this. It was a lie. You were always royal and loyal, dedicated and suffering while they were siphoning your soul essence. They're going to get dominated by your person. They're in a 5 of Pentacles for how they have been responding in these commitments. They're living in the memories. They're replaying the past, stuck in the emotions of it. The tea is cold. No more freaking drama. We're over it. The past is expired. Walking away from the table. You are firm, wide awake, clean, and decisive. And we got fake busy. Fake busy. And we've got real estate, home, house in the reverse. Those who are fake busy, those who did not do the work, those who've been consuming the vital force and the gifts of those who have been working hard, they're getting kicked out of the house. They don't belong there. They didn't do the work. They didn't do the work necessary to deserve to be in this space. They cannot stabilize anything. These entities out there, these addicts, they're trying to project their addictions onto this firm and stable person that never had an affair. There was no third-party affair. These a-holes lied, man. They lied over and over again. They were defiling the energy, casting the illusion that you were out here effing around. Lotus eyes. They're losing their third eye sight. Living in memories. They're losing their third eye sight. They're losing their house. They're getting kicked out. The research is done. You have been endlessly pushing love up that mountain, only for them to kick you down and have it roll back down the freaking hill. You deserve better. You're empowered. You deserve a home, a safe place. Somebody's going to the, somebody's getting arrested. Hidden from you. Hidden from you. So somebody's getting arrested. It could be hidden from you. You may not be exposed to the cleanup. Take a step back. Withdraw, evaluate, reflect, gain a new perspective, and pause. And that could be what you did this morning, or this afternoon, or some portion in your life. We've got elimination of evil happening because you were able to balance your emotions during the projected sabotage attempt. So, because you were able to take a step back to withdraw from the disturbance, to reflect on it, to evaluate it, to gain a new perspective, to balance your emotions, that means this evil is going to be eliminated. And it could be hidden from you. They're going to the police station. You may not really be involved or know exactly what this arrest or this clearing looks like. But I did wake up this morning to a masculine crying like I did when that man shot me in that one death dream or memory. Help me, help me, help me. So they're confused. Right now, they don't know what to do because you're getting your life of luxury. You know, they were spreading rumors to cause confusion. They were projecting this nastiness. They were sabotaging your Merkaba by trying to sabotage your usage of medicines. And then they were trying to cast the illusion that you're an addict. There's a miracle here. You're getting a dream come true. You are the beloved child of the Most High, and you're on your way. You got the GPS. Somebody's confused here. They don't know what to do now. They're like, what's going on? What's going on? Because it's not a trick. You're not tricking anybody. You're not playing a game. The trick didn't work. The scheme did not deceive you. There's no deception, no gaslighting, no manipulation. Nobody's fallen for the tricks. You're the beloved child of the Most High God. You got the GPS. This is not a trick. Nobody's fallen for the trick. There's Deth here for Casanova. They're getting the opportunity to repeat a cycle and to get in touch with their feminine side and to learn how to protect children or family trees. They gaslighted you. They manipulated you. They twisted the truth. They did not choose the one that chose, that was chosen for them. They rejected their chosen one, the one that God gave them. And now the apple is in a commitment with this person here that believed that there was a third-party affair, which there never was. It was a lie. So you got telepathy. You're bumping heads with the apple is bumping heads with their protector, karmic bonds, unresolved issues from past life cycles, unstable relationship. But it came out like this. So it came out like this. This is not a karmic bond. This is not unstable. You're getting unexpected income. You could be receiving a blessing here, sudden wealth. So Casanova is losing everything, and all of whatever Casanova stole from you is coming back to you. You should be receiving a pleasant message and good news soon. This is not a karmic bond. You are in communication with your person here. What happened in your latest challenge may have kind of rocked the boat a little bit, but it's here. You are dispelling the illusion. It's very clear what is going on here with these third-party, triangular, hijackers, and thieves. They've lost you. They're having scarcity now. They got to go learn to take care of family trees and be more nurturing. Your soul came back online. Your energy has returned to you, and they lost you. It's the final straw. You're making a power move. So you're about ready to, there's divine timing. The law of cause and effect is in order. The scales are being balanced for the rose who is about to encounter their person. This could be a chance meeting. And for those third-party love messages, those triangular things from secret accounts, you are dispelling the illusion. There's imprisonment. Dispelling the illusion. Third parties stalking you from third-party accounts, these thieves, stealing property, thieving people. Yeah, they're in trouble. Stealing your time, your money, your life. There's an energy shift here. You have evolved. Due to your energy shift and your evolution, which they call, they say that you're malleable and that therefore susceptible to manipulation and therefore unstable and untrustworthy when it comes to being the stabilizer for the foundation. And that is just not true. Look, justice is coming in the reverse. They were very unjust. There's imprisonment. There's dispellation of the illusions. And it could very well be that justice is coming in the reverse. Like there's no justice. They cannot compensate for what they have done. There's nothing they can do to compensate except to go through what you went through and learn to get in touch, learn to be balanced. They got to get in touch with their divine feminine side, and they got to learn how to be more nurturing. There's justice. That's the only way. They were very unjust. They're going to be imprisoned. They have there's a dispelling of the illusion. They were very unfair. They were stealing from you, using you as a street exhibit, donning a mask, and then casting themselves in these orgies, these pornography, whatever, and then casting the illusion to your spouse, your spiritual spouse, that you were having an affair, and it was a lie. It was a lie, man. You've been hoping, praying that they would come, and you've been alone forever, it seems, and they have been casting freaking movies. They've been wearing movies wearing your mask, casting movies that it was you having an affair, and you've just been sitting here patiently waiting for your damn king or emperor to show up. Look, you got a healing frequency. Maintain your vibration, generate positive emotion, shifting internally, and that is what you do. You manage yourself well. They may throw you for a loop, and they may cause some kind of a disturbance or some kind of an event that must be managed and then researched and then countered somehow. Frequency and other ways. This is sad news. This is sad news. You're tapped into the infinite flow of the universe, and it's about all their plans and everything that they did is backfiring on them. They're going to reap what they sowed. Because, and look, they're mocking you. They're mocking you. They don't own you. They don't own you. You're detaching from the dominant. You're escaping, and you are free. This false person, this fake false person hiding their true character, you're not going to be dealing with these false people anymore. You're free of these false people. Yeah. So that's that. I hope that this reading brings clarity to something that you already intuitively knew, everybody. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.